The Influence Tribe, episode number 45.
Honestly, at the end of the day, you don't need the validation from other people who've worked closely with you. What you need is a strong desire to do something differently and a desire to leave an impact. Lose your fears, believe in yourself above everything else, and take action, and the rest of everything will fall into place.
If you want success in internet marketing, you just have to follow what real internet marketers do. Right here, you're going to learn strategies, tips, and inspiring stories from up-and-coming internet marketers and current rock stars. Welcome to the Influence Tribe, presented by your hosts, Miguel Fuentes and Scott Lindstrom.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another awesome Friday tonight. You're hanging with the Influence Tribe show. And we want to welcome all our viewers that are seeing this live on the influencetribe.com. Now, be sure to check all of our past episodes at theinfluencetribe.net. You can get all these recordings on iTunes as well. So if you're getting value from all these recordings from the show, go ahead and be sure to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. So before I start out tonight, I got to ask, like I always do, Amie, are you ready to become a massive influencer tonight?
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Woohoo! Right on. Amie Orr is a new guest to our show, and she was born in her hometown of Wewoka, Oklahoma. I said that right.
Yes, you did.
All right.
Congratulations.
And she currently resides there today. Now, she's been married for 13 years this October, and she has 2 wonderful stepsons. Now, she started back in MLM in 2015, and she found MLSP in February of 2017, where she's been featured on the leaderboards, which is no small accomplishment, folks. So I'm really proud to hear about her accomplishments and what she's done. She says that her proudest moment so far has been the growth as a leader and creating success using her new online strategies rather than the old business school tactics. So her primary means for marketing is, I remember I wrote it down here, attracting leads through Facebook boot camps, which I'm really excited to get into tonight's episode. So before we do, I want to turn this over to my co-host, Miguel Fuentes, who's going to tell you a little bit about the Influence Tribe, who we are, and how you can be a part of this awesome community. Miguel, how you doing tonight? And take it away, sir.
I am exceptional as always. Thank you so much, Scott, for that introduction. I'm super excited to have Amie on with us tonight. She is absolutely fabulous. And guys, if you have not been to her blog, it's amieorrspeaks.com. Go check. Is that right, Amie? I got that right, didn't I?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
good.
you did.
Yeah, because I spent some time over there today, and it was absolutely fabulous. I love the look. The brand and everything. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's a very awesome place to hang out at for sure. Guys, we're about leadership. That's what we do here. We're here to help you develop and become a better leader in your industry so you can serve the people that you serve a whole lot better. And what better way to do that than to just ask somebody who's already doing it, ask somebody who's already getting results. So that's why Amie's here tonight. She's going to help us learn to get better results, especially using Facebook and Facebook challenges. Super pumped about that. And I have to remind everybody, if you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, well, for one, you can make money by sharing that site and sharing that content, but click that big yellow button. If you're not a member and you want to be a part of this fabulous community, click that big yellow button, fill out the form, get back to the person who brought you, and move on. Move on with a real proven leader who has results. With that, one last thing. You're watching this on Facebook, share this broadcast. Share this broadcast for someone that you want to get better results with. Right on. Amie, please come out. For those folks that are watching today that don't know who you are, please just come out and share your story of how you got into network marketing or online marketing and kind of where Miley System Pro fits in with all of that.
Yes, I would love to share that. Okay, so I was in education for 10 years prior to network marketing. So for 5 years, I taught science at the 7th grade level, the middle school level. I loved it. Obviously, I wasn't in teaching for the money, obviously. I loved it just because I loved creating curriculum that was different from what other teachers were doing. I loved inspiring students and teaching them in a different way. I didn't like to use the textbook a lot. I didn't like to use worksheets, things like that. I moved up to the university, taught there for 5 years, and ran a youth program. And I also am a team roper. So someone introduced me to the products. They actually did not approach me about the business because I was on their chicken list. So they just didn't think that because I taught at the university, like that I would want to do network marketing. And so they just approached me about the products. I needed them really bad. I fell in love with them. And I was like, well, if people are already asking me what I'm doing. If people are going to ask me what I'm doing, I might as well just try it. I mean, I don't really have anything to lose is how I felt about it. I really did not see it like going in this direction at all. But I was passionate about the products. And so I've been with my network marketing company for 2 years, September. And what happened was about a year ago, right before I found MLSP, what happened was I had a teammate that came to me and she said, Amie, I'm going to quit. Like I'm running out of leads. I'm posting on social media. I'm getting no response from my posts on social media. And I don't think this network marketing thing is for me. And so I said, well, you know what? I said, I'm not getting a lot of leads from social media either. I said, so just hang tight, don't quit. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to show up to social media. And so, because at the time, I guess I should backtrack, for like a whole year in our company, we were complete spammers. We were throwing out our company photos, our pics, and we did what happens to normal people. Depending on the size of your warm market, we had pitched and sold to our warm market as much as we could. And at some point, our post engagement died off, just like it does when you're just promoting the company and the company pics and all that stuff. And so hers happened, and I wasn't sharing it with anybody, but I was seeing like a decrease in my social media engagement as well. So when she came to me, I was like, I refuse as a leader to tell her the same stuff that was being given to me, the same, go back to your contact list, make your cold calls, all that stuff, because if your business doesn't have leads every single day, your business is going to die a slow, painful death. So I was already thinking in my mind, slow, painful death. And I told her, I said, just hold on. There's got to be a better way to build a business. Literally, there has to be something that works for you. And see, she's a mom of 3 kids and her husband works in the oil field. So it is not an option for her to attend events all the time, to host events all the time, to get out and talk to strangers when she goes to the grocery store. She's an introvert. And so what I thought to myself is there's got to be other people on my team who aren't as bold as her, and they'll just quit. They'll just go quietly into the night and I'll never know. But I have to try and find a different method. So I set out, Google, came upon Ray Higdon, was instantly obsessed with him, just watched every video. And I was like, this makes so much sense. Holy cow. And I found out that he was connected with MLSP, even though he doesn't hugely promote it anymore. And I was like, this is what I need to do. So I found Sherry Brown and I started watching her videos, and I was like, I vibe with her and I really like her. And so I got brought in to MLSP with Sherry Brown. I took a huge chunk of what I learned in MLSP, taught it to my team, and was able to leave my regular position at the university. And now I just get to be a social marketer full time.
That is awesome. I love that story. I'm a lot like you as well. I mean, Ray Higdon definitely, he gets you. He gets you. Yeah. He gets after you for sure. That is awesome. So talk to us about your social media strategy. How are you producing your leads currently using social media?
Well, that's a good question because like I said, you've got to have leads every day in your business. So the thing that's working the most for me right now is just doing these Facebook groups. So we have a 5-day boot camp where people learn how to brand themselves. And so they get super clear on their target market. their brand, their mission, their vision. And we go live every day. We train them. We give them an action step. We give them worksheets. And we give them some feedback on those worksheets and how they're doing. What we found, so we're creating a community because what we found is a lot of people are not getting support from their upline. They don't know anything about branding. They have no idea how to show up social media. They're doing all the old school methods that is actually being rejected by most people on social media now if you're not marketing and branding. And so we're just using that 5-day to kind of leverage what we can bring to the table as coaches. I teamed up with the girl that actually was going to quit and didn't quit, and is actually doing MLSP with me. And we're calling it Branding Besties. And we go live every day. We give them an action step. We give them a worksheet, and we kind of cheer them on, like, oh my gosh, this girl is on top of her homework. She has all her homework done. She's a rock star. And we go live with Q&A. We let them ask us questions. And then, of course, they can progress to the 10-day. And in the 10-day, we call that content and video marketing boot camp. So we say, now that you're super clear, we're going to teach you how to create content that gets engagement, how to create videos that get engagement. And we also help them develop their daily method of operation. And then they transfer from the 10-day over into the 30-day if they join us in MLSP. And we're just providing them again with value, but we're giving them a tour of MLSP. So we're going live, we're giving them action steps, because what we also discovered through calling people who dropped out of MLSP or things like that, they were like, we just don't understand. We don't understand how to use the platform. And a lot of people, it's kind of like when I was a teacher, a lot of people just need a roadmap. They need a one and done. They need you to give them those steps, because they go in there and they get super overwhelmed and they don't understand the value of the platform when they're in that overwhelmed state of mind. So we're just showing them, here's what you do and kind of in what steps you should do it right now for your business. If you're a brand newbie to branding and marketing, don't go over here and get overwhelmed. You don't need this right now. Focus on this. And then we also teach them how to use that to make a side income if that's what they want to do. So we let them make a choice. Do you just want to use this to grow your network marketing team, or do you want to grow your network marketing team and create that second stream of income so that you're making more money on each person that you talk to potentially, and you're still helping them and making an impact?
That's awesome. I love that. The 5, 10, and 30 days. I was not aware that folks were doing that. So like after the 10-day, I'm assuming the 10 is the 10-day trial, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very cool. And then the 30 days is like your first 30 days inside the system. It's like,
yes.
let's grab these tools and let's run with it. Let's get you all set up and all of that kind of stuff. Or does that happen in the 10-day period?
No, that happens in the 30-day. Really, the only thing that they're getting a big glimpse of in the 10-day is I do a walkthrough and have them log in and just kind of take a look at the platform. I also have them take a look at the community itself, because what I found about MLSP is it's just so great to be in a community of people that are doing things the way you are, because as you know, not everyone is practicing attraction marketing and branding. So it's really good because those people aren't getting support sometimes from their companies. They're not getting support from their uplines. I mean, I've had people call me crying because their sponsors and uplines don't understand what we're doing. So I really feel like it's part of my mission and impact to really bring awareness to why you should allow people to explore this way, because it actually in the long term is going to be beneficial to the company and everyone involved.
That is awesome. So Amie, I'd really like to have maybe 2 or 3 of your best tips for getting this strategy off the ground. Like if you're ground zero, I want to do a challenge. What needs to be in place for me to make that happen?
Well, I think the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sit down and get your dates planned out on your calendar and get how long you're going to promote it. You know, so we spend 4 or 5 days to a week figuring out our promotional strategy, whether we're going to create an ad, what we're going to do. We also elicit feedback by making a post like, what are you currently struggling with in network marketing? So we kind of get, you know, it's all about your audience anyways, because you're serving your audience. So we kind of survey our audience and see what are they struggling with and how can we, or that's what I would advise people to do. What is your audience struggling with? and I think most people are struggling with leads, which leads to money because they struggle with money and leads. And so I figure out, what are we going to do the boot camp over? The second thing is how long are we going to promote it, and using what platforms, and in what way. I also get a Facebook group ready, upload all my files into the group once I figure out what we're going to do. I think you got to have rules, because we kind of put some rules in a pin post, and then we go live the first day, and we clearly communicate our rules to people. We clearly say we're going to boot you on out of here, and if you're not going to do the homework, we're going to boot you on out of here. Now,
wow.
we still love you, but we as coaches, we want to have a huge impact. And if you have people not taking action, you won't have an impact. So you want people to be saying great things. And the only way for that to happen is for them to actually do the work involved. We tell people, regroup, get on our Facebook Messenger bot list. And the next time we have a boot camp, we're going to inform you, get back in. And a lot of times that works because it really snaps. We've had people get back with us and say, thank you for being tough on us, because without that toughness, plus the little bit of love that goes with it, because we're cheering them on, they were able to take action for the first time in, who knows how long.
That's awesome. You brought up Facebook Messenger right now. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I know it really is the hottest and next wave that's happening with Facebook right now. What are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about that going forward?
Oh my gosh, I love it. And again, I had found a training from someone else before Jesse Jameson did it at MLSP. So I had my Facebook Messenger bot up, but of course, he's the bomb. So of course I went through all his stuff too, but I did the same thing with my email list that I did when my marketing strategy online was dead. I see so many people, it's like, I was watching a podcast by, I don't know, it might have been Richard Bronson. I don't remember. But anyways, they said you have to have, you have to have an acute sense about when things are not going right in your business. Like, you can't continue in your cycle of insanity. So I was looking at my click rate or my open rate on my emails. It was like 30%. And I was like, why am I doing all this work for a 30% open rate? That's not working smarter, right? That's just working harder. So when I saw the click rates and the open rates for Facebook Messenger, I was like, man, I got to get on this. So I bought a training, and my click and open rate for my Facebook Messenger is somewhere between 85 and 95.
Yeah, that says a lot right there.
Yeah. And as an entrepreneur, when you're busy, you've got to figure out where's the best placement of your time. And the best placement of your time right now is Facebook Messenger, because it's just, you're getting more people in front of you as a leader, and thus warming up those cold leads. And if they're not looking at your email list and opening it, you're not warming them up, and you need to be constantly warming those people up.
That is awesome. So one more question about your boot camps.
Okay.
So by the end, okay, so you've got this, it's basically getting the infrastructure there, right? Like, let's have a plan for promotion. How long does the promotion time go for? So I've got a couple of questions about this, actually.
Okay. Okay, fine. I love talking about
I've got
the
a few
boot camp.
questions. I got a few. It's just because this is one of the best, hottest strategies that's going around right now. And, I'd love for our audience to be able to take advantage of it as best they can.
Me too.
So talk to us a little more in depth about that promotional part, because I think that, if you can get them in, that's where it kind of starts. And then also the second question would be, talk to us about like the final product. Like, okay, like at the end, like, okay, I've gone through your 5-day, your 10-day, your 30 days. I'm past the 30 days. Like, what am I doing? How does my business look at that point?
That is a really great question. And I want to also say that me and my branding bestie have created an LLC business in addition to this. So another thing you can do, and people that are taking part of this, is you can offer them additional services throughout these boot camps if they want to take part in it. You can say, if you want some additional feedback on your homework, if you want us to go over there and help you push out your videos. Do you want us to go over there and engage on your videos, share your videos, help you get exposure, kind of like what you guys do for MLSP people. We do that as well. We do about 5 days, anywhere from 4 to 5 days of promotion. We go to MLSP and we go to the Facebook Messenger ads for beginners. And we did that whole training, and we usually put out at least one ad. Usually it's only one, but we follow that guideline, and that has resulted in really great leads. And the ad is still up and running. And what we do is, even though boot camp is going and we don't let people in the middle, we just have an open date and a close date. But we tell people, go over there, and we have people already waiting for the next one. So we just have people, even our ads constantly running, even though we're not in promo mode, our ad is still running. So we still connect with people, get them over to our Facebook Messenger bot. So we're kind of getting a double whammy. Go ahead and get on my bot. Let me warm you up that way. And then go ahead and get my group and let me warm you up a little more till you're red hot, So that's
awesome.
how we're doing that. What else did you ask me?
I asked you, the second question I had was about kind of the finished product for a marketer. Like, you go through this whole camp, you're at the end of it, you're finished your 30 days. Like, where does your business go from there? Like, what does it look like at the end?
That's a really great question. So what we're doing is, like I said, we're trying to really create a roadmap for people. Here's your first point, here's your second point, here's your third point. And so we're actually leaving people in the Facebook, the 30-day leads group, as long as they still stay a member of MLSP. So because we're constantly giving them something else, and we're saying work at your own pace. And we're also, what we're doing is we're allowing them to bring in boot campers into the 5-day so they can see what we do. So we're helping them make money too, because we know it's just like with network marketing. If you bring someone into MLSP and they make a dime, they're probably going to stay, which is residual income for you. So you've got to teach and train them how to use the platform to make money. So we let them, I think we limit them to like 2 times, and then we're like, you got to fly off. You got to kind of start doing your own groups. But that's another thing we do in the 30-day. We teach them how to use these groups, and we actually give them some ideas and some strategies of how to come up with their own groups as well. And then we also have a community called Branding Besties Community, I think we call it. And we're going to roll everybody into that community and still show up over there to still say, hey, we're still here. We love you. We're cheering you on from afar. We're telling them we're not present in this community, as often, because we're focused on our boot campers. But even someone who quits MLSP, we're still putting them over there in the community because, again, maybe, they just needed some more warming up or whatever, and they may join you again later.
Awesome. I'm really loving the value here tonight, Amie. I absolutely appreciate what you're sharing, because this is a big strategy, and you're integrating a lot of current technology into it with the use of the Facebook Messenger bot, which I'm loving the thing to death. I'm so excited about it as well. I just want to make a comment, and then I'm going to turn it over to Scott, and he's got some questions he's going to fire off at you. These are the hard questions. So get ready.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm scared.
No, I just want to make this comment. The best way to learn how to execute something, guys, everybody that's watching, is to do it. If you want to run a boot camp, go and do a boot camp. Go get inside it and find out what it's about, what's really going on in there. That's the only way you're going to get a hands-on experience. When you go to start your own, you'll know, like, okay, I saw this ad, and then I was in this group, and then I did these things.
Babe,
you want to do it, that's the best way. So, guys, do you need a second, Amie?
Sorry, my earphones keep falling out of my ears.
Okay. Amie, do you need a second?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Scott right now. I know he's got some good questions to fire off. Scott, take it away, my friend.
Are you getting tons of value?
Oh, yeah!
See, we told you. Be sure to head over to iTunes to like and subscribe. The Influence Tribe.
Well, Amie, we're back again for round 2 of the Influence Tribe here, and I just want to say thank you again. I know we had some tech issues on the first round, and so I just want to say thank you for coming back and finishing out the episode.
You're welcome. I hope we don't have any tech issues this time.
No, no worries. You know, we're entrepreneurs and we make stuff happen, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So my first question for you is, in the beginning, we all struggle as entrepreneurs. Give us something you had to overcome early in your business to succeed.
I think the biggest thing I had to overcome and the biggest challenge is, what I think a lot of us as, new marketers face, and that is, how do we do these videos because we're in fear that someone's going to belittle us or someone's going to make fun of us, or, just that little voice inside us that says, well, if I do a video about business, someone is going to say, well, you're not at this certain success level, so you shouldn't be doing a video about business. And I think I just really had to get out of my own way and realize that your goal is to impact people. And so if you have something great to say or inspirational to say, or if you have a skill set that you just learned that you want to help others and share some value, you have to decide what's more important, people's perception of you or your impact on others. And I think in the beginning, that more important to me was people's perception of me, because I was a people pleaser. And I had to realize early on that you're not going to please everybody, and that shouldn't be your mission. Your mission should be to leave an impact.
So when did you finally get to the point of where you just didn't care what other people think and you actually started just putting it out there?
Well, I don't know if I can say I'm at the point now where I don't care what anybody thinks, but I do put it out there. And, I just utilize what we've been taught, which is just kind of block people and move on. And I just kind of screenshot every time someone says something nice. Someone sends me a message saying how inspiring I was. And if I feel scared or feel anxious, I just go and look at the great things people have said to me, because again, I reiterate to myself that I'm here to make an impact. And so I don't need everyone to love and or approve of me. I just need people to have an impact in what I have to say, and it to impact their lives and their businesses to continue to go.
That's awesome. All right. So go ahead and tell us one of your proudest moments so far as it relates to your business.
Oh, my proudest moment was just getting to meet Eric Worre in person. So recently, I guess about a year ago, with my MLM company, Eric Worre was a presenter, speaker, trainer at our event. And I had earned the right to a private reception with him where I got to take my picture with him. And this was during the very first time when he mentions on stage that you really shouldn't talk about your company all the time, that you really shouldn't mention your company name all the time. And so I was the only person really in my company who was really embracing what Ray Higdon was teaching. And so it was just really great to get to meet him in person, and also to have a conversation with him around the fact that I am doing attraction marketing and branding at this time. And just kind of ask him if that's kind of where he's going with things. And actually he has started going more towards that. He's got some trainings out right now. So it was just kind of felt like a proud moment, not only proud to meet the #1 network marketing trainer in the world, but also a proud moment just to get some validation that someone like him is for the first time going to say, it's really not a good thing to show up to social media and mention your company and talk about your company all the time. Because, as I was doing that, I was kind of getting a lot of scrutiny from people in my company who didn't understand those methods, because to the outside person looking in, it looks as though you don't love your company, when in essence, you're just, you're doing what's working now on social media, and you're doing what's smart for you as a business owner, as opposed to what's smart for the business.
Gotcha. So you got the problem where some companies are actually stuck in that old school mentality, right?
Yes, I think a lot of companies are still stuck in the old school mentality. It's really sad situation.
Okay. Well, moving right along, can you give us one or two of your favorite quotes?
Yes, I actually wrote them down this time. So here is two of my favorite quotes. Actually, I always have a bunch more, but here's my two. Make up your mind that no matter what comes your way, no matter how difficult, no matter how unfair, you will do more than simply survive. You will thrive in spite of it. Joel Osteen.
Nice. Right on.
So that's so that's one. And then another one is there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor political nor popular, but he must take it because his conscience tells him it's the right thing to do. Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right on.
Yes.
Can you give us one habit that's helped you become successful in your business?
I really think that the habit of just showing up to social media every single day to serve my audience and, having no days when I don't have any productivity. I have days when I have low productivity because we all need a break, but maybe I get up on a Saturday or Sunday and I listen to a motivational podcast or, just something and take some notes to get my mind right. So I think just working your business every single day, whether that's just working your business is working your mind that day and just doing your professional development. So I think the single best thing I've done for my business is just have no days where I have zero productivity. I just have low productivity days.
Gotcha. And how do you find the motivation to get yourself up and push yourself even when you don't feel like it? Like those days where you just want to pull the covers over your head and do it.
Well, I think that's a really good question. And I think you just remember what you're doing it for anyways. You just kind of go back to your mission for impacting others and your mission for just changing your life. And sometimes we are in a safe zone because maybe we work at another job or something like that. And it's real easy to get up and not be motivated. But when when you're an entrepreneur and that's your only salary, like you have to get up and get motivated every single day to do something. But, I guess I am just motivated by helping others succeed. So I consider that I get up every day to help someone else, and that's in turn helps me. And so that's my motivation. Who
That's
am I going to help today? Who's going to reach out to me and say, Amie, I watched your video and it was very inspiring. I was having a bad day. People, not even people that are in my company or anything, just send me a message and say, I loved your video today. It just touched my heart. I was having a bad day, whatever. So just those kind of things are just what keeps me going. Just other people, helping other people, even if it's in just the very smallest way.
That's right. So you get reward from the benefit of knowing that you're impacting other people.
Yes. And that's what keeps me going. Yes.
Awesome. Leaders are readers. So give us one or two of your books that you've read in the last 6 months.
Okay. So 2 books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey and John Maxwell, who I love, How Successful People Lead.
Right on.
So those are probably my 2 favorite that I've read in the last 6 months.
Great. So can you go ahead, give us the best piece of advice that you've ever received as it's related to your business so far?
I think it's just share your pains and struggles. That's a really hard one for me because a lot of us, not just me coming from the cowgirl or the Western lifestyle, A lot of people are just raised that, sharing your pain or your struggle or something like that in your life is just not something you do because it's a sign of weakness. So you just kind of carry burdens, and you don't tell people that, you just kind of present yourself as like a superwoman, or, you don't have a bad day, and you don't have days when you don't want to work your business. And I think that's just that you don't relate well to anyone, because most people do struggle on the daily with something, whether it's their mindset, whether it's their fear. And I think you will impact no one if you don't share the vulnerable side of you and your pains and struggles, because that we connect through pain. That's how people connect with one another. And if you really want to build a solid relationship, and that's what business is made of, you really have to show up to social media sometimes and share that rawness. And I think that was very hard for me. But I think the single best piece of advice I've ever got is just, if you struggled, but you've overcome that struggle, then it should be your mission to share that struggle with others and some tips on how you've overcome it, so that, again, you will have an impact on people.
That's awesome. Very good points there.
Thank you.
Can you share with us a moment in your business that you were struggling, and then all of a sudden you had that aha moment? The light bulb went off. It started to click for you. Bring us back to that moment in time in your business.
Well, I think a huge aha moment came for me when, I was pitching and spamming and coming to social media, and, had success with it. And then all of a sudden one time, nothing, just crickets and no likes and no comments on my post, and no leads, and then, kind of analyzing and going, if I don't make some changes, where does that leave my business,
Mm-hmm.
And going over to Ray Higdon and finding Ray Higdon on Google when I was Googling, social media strategies and things like that, and finding Ray Higdon and just watching his video. One of his first videos I watched was just on attraction marketing. And just that was kind of my aha moment, is just, wow, this is a way to show up in social media and not be annoying to others and still feel good about yourself, because you don't feel like a sleazy salesperson, or you don't feel like someone who's only out for the money and only out to make the sales. And so that was probably my aha moment, just, wow, I should be doing this attraction marketing and branding thing. And forget about, using my company name.
How long did it take you before you actually started doing and implementing attraction marketing in your business?
I implemented it right away. I probably watched Ray's videos for about a week. I was very much convinced after watching just a few of his videos that it was definitely the way that I needed to go. And then I happened upon Sherry Brown and hired her as a coach and got into MLSP and just got into action immediately, because I knew if I sat on all this information, my business was just going to decline, and at the time I had already left my position. So I was a full-time entrepreneur. So there was no, all right, you've got, a month to consume all this knowledge and then put it into action. It was, no, it takes a while sometimes to see results in your business when you do a turnaround. So it was, no, I've got to do a turnaround right now if I want to see results.
Awesome. Folks, I got to tell you, this has been an awesome interview so far, and Amie has given some really gold nuggets away. So if you happen to be watching this on the influencetribe.com, and you want to get yourself, cemented in a group of individuals, some like-minded individuals that are going places, that are doing things, and getting the results that you would like to, then make sure that you click that button on the right-hand side. Get with the person that brought you over to this video here, and get with them and get started, okay? Also, if you happen to be listening to this on our podcast on the influencetribe.net, be sure to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. So again, Amie, I want to thank you so much for coming on. But I'm not going to let you go just yet, because I got the $1 million question if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So here's the scenario. You've lost all your income. but have all the knowledge you currently possess. So if you had to start all over again, what would you do to start getting results right away?
I think I would probably, start off by, again, people connect through pain. So the first thing I would do is share how and why I lost all my income. And because you have fans for a reason. If you've been branding at any point in time, you have fans. And so I would probably, the first thing I would do is do what I know, which is connect with my audience, let my audience know what's going on. And that would be to just share how I lost my income. Maybe there's some message out there, like how they can go about not losing their income, like mistakes that I made to lose my income. Maybe I would share those with my audience just to give my audience an idea that I'm kind of changing direction or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it's really just about, staying positive. I would stay positive. I would, continue to do my videos, continue to generate my leads, get people to my email list, call those people, see what their pains and struggles are, and see what's a good fit for them. And just continue to do things the way that I've always done to get leads, because I think when you're branding, your front end offer is you, and that doesn't change just because you've lost your income. The front end offer is still you. Your back end offers are, whatever companies or affiliate programs that you're associated with that may be a fit for them. So I would probably honestly amp up the time that I'm spending, because, when you have reached a certain level, maybe you don't have to spend as much time prospecting. Like I spend more time marketing than prospecting because I'm at that place in my business. So if I lost all my income, guess what I'd have to do? I'd have to prospect super hard. So I would have to put more time into prospecting and probably a little less time into my marketing if I was, went back to zero.
Gotcha. I just want to know, before we close this out, do you have any final words of advice to our audience, and what's the best way that they can get in contact with you?
Okay. The best way they can get in contact with me is send me a message over on my fan page, Amie Orr Speaks, on Facebook. And the best piece of advice that I can give to people is just believe in yourself, and literally that's all it takes. I know that seems very common for someone to say that, but honestly, at the end of the day, you don't need the validation from your spouse. You don't need the validation from, other people who've worked closely with you. What you need is a strong desire to do something differently and a desire to leave an impact. So don't let your fear, like I talked about earlier, or your need for approval affect your ability to move forward in your business and leave an impact. You have to ask yourself, what do you want more? And the answer should be that you want to help others and leave an impact on others. And when you get real clear that you want to help others, then a lot of your fears will fall to the side and you'll start taking action. So the best piece of advice I can give is lose your fears, believe in yourself above everything else, and take action, and the rest of everything will fall into place.
Well, Amie, thank you for coming on tonight. We appreciate you. You're definitely a massive influencer. And folks, you are definitely the product of the 5 closest people you hang around with. And tonight you've been hanging out with Amie Orr. Want to thank you all. God bless you and good night.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Thank you for joining us today at the Influence Drive. All right, here's what you gotta do. Run, don't walk. Over to theinfluencedrive.net for recaps of every show, training, and helpful resources. Make no mistake, your internet marketing success is waiting for you. Head to the website and prepare yourself to become a massive influencer.